What costs more than a mansion, flies faster than a Ferrari, and comes with its own bedroom? A billionaire's private jet. We're breaking down the 18 most expensive private planes in the world, and trust me, number one is going to blow your mind. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's private jet. And speaking of peeking inside, let's start our countdown with number 18 on our list, a jet that's a flying recording studio. Yeah, we're talking about Beyoncé and Jay-Z's $40 million Bombardier Challenger 850. This thing ain't your average private plane. First off, it can fit up to 19 people. That's like a small party in the sky. But the real flex, the inside of this jet, we're talking cream leather seats that you can move around however you want. It's like playing with the world's most expensive furniture. But wait, there's more. Bey and Jay didn't just stop at fancy seats. Nah, they have a whole bedroom with a king-size bed. Imagine catching some Z's at 30,000 feet on a bed bigger than the one you got at home. And because watching movies on your phone is for peasants, they've got a living room with a big flat-screen TV. It's like their house, but with wings. Now here's where it gets crazy. This jet has not one, but two bathrooms. And get this, they both have bathtubs. Yeah, you heard that right, bathtubs in a plane. Because why not take a bubble bath while you're flying over the Atlantic, right? But what if all that flying makes you hungry? No worries, because they've got a full kitchen on board too. We're not talking about a microwave and a mini fridge. This is a real kitchen where you can whip up gourmet meals while you're cruising at 500 miles per hour. All this luxury makes the Bombardier Challenger 850 what some people call the pinnacle of aviation luxury. Taylor Swift private jet. Talking of a jet that's all about lucky numbers, Taylor Swift's got a $40 million Dassault Falcon 900, and she calls it number 13. Yeah, you heard that right. Taylor's favorite number is plastered on her private jet. But this ain't just any random number, it's got a whole story behind it. See, Taylor's debut album went gold in just 13 weeks. That's when she decided 13 was her lucky charm. And now she's got a whole plane named after it. This jet ain't just about the name though. It's got some serious range. We're talking over 4,000 nautical miles. That means Taylor can fly from New York to London without stopping. It's like having a non-stop ticket to anywhere in the world. But the inside of this plane is where things get really fancy. The Falcon 900's got handcrafted wood all over the place. And the seats? They're made of leather that's been custom made just for Taylor. It's like sitting in a designer handbag, but way more comfortable. And because being a pop star is hard work, Taylor's made sure she can relax on her flights. The jet's got its own bedroom. Yep, a whole room just for sleeping while you're flying through the clouds. But that's not all. There's a kitchen too, so she can whip up some cookies mid-flight if she wants. And of course, there's a bathroom. Because even superstars gotta go sometimes. This jet is basically Taylor's home away from home. It's got everything she needs to feel comfortable while she's jetting around the world. And with all these luxury features, it's no wonder this plane cost $40 million. Michael Jordan private jet. Introducing Michael Jordan and his $61 million Gulfstream G550. Yeah, you heard that right. His airness doesn't just dominate on the court, he's ruling the skies too. This ain't your average private jet. MJ's plane is decked out in his signature grey, white and black elephant print. It's like he took his Air Jordan sneakers and turned them into a flying machine. But that's just the outside. The inside, that's where things get really fancy. First off, the seats. We're not talking about your standard airplane chairs here. Nah, these are impossibly soft leather seats that recline for optimal comfort. It's like sitting on a cloud, but way more expensive. But MJ didn't stop there. This jet's got a bedroom that'll make your master suite look like a closet. And the bathroom? It's all decked out with stuff from the fanciest labels out there. It's probably nicer than most hotel rooms you've stayed in. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Jordan's jet has something you won't find on any other plane. A bar and cigar station. Yeah, you heard that right. It's like he took a gentleman's club and put wings on it. Imagine puffing on a cigar while you're cruising at 30,000 feet. That's some next level luxury right there. This G550 can fly for 12 hours straight without refueling. That means MJ can go from Chicago to pretty much anywhere in the world without stopping. It's like having a non-stop ticket to anywhere you want to go. But here's the thing, even with all this luxury, Jordan's jet is only number 16 on our list. Bill Gates' private jet, $66 million for a private jet. Yeah, you heard that right. The Microsoft mogul's got a plane that costs more than most people will make in their entire lives. But here's the thing, this ain't just any fancy jet. Gates' ride is all about being eco-friendly. Because when you're worth billions, you can afford to care about the planet even when you're flying high. This Bombardier 8000 is like the Tesla of private jets. It's got some crazy tech that makes it way quieter than other planes when it's taking off and landing. That means less noise for people on the ground. And get this, it's super fuel efficient too. It burns less gas than other jets its size, which means fewer carbon emissions. Gates is saving the planet one flight at a time. But don't think this eco-friendly jet can't go the distance. This thing can fly over 7,900 nautical miles without stopping. That's like flying from New York to Tokyo and still having enough fuel to keep going. Gates could fly halfway around the world without touching down. Now you might be thinking, why does Bill Gates need such a fancy plane? Well, it ain't just for fun. Gates uses this jet for his charity work. He flies all over the world to work on stuff like fighting diseases and helping poor countries. So this jet isn't just a luxury ride, it's like a flying office for saving the world. Inside, the plane's got all the fancy stuff you'd expect. There's a bedroom, a bathroom, and even a conference room. Gates can have meetings in the sky while he's flying to his next charity event. It's like a mobile command center for doing good. Cristiano Ronaldo private jet. A football icon known as Cristiano Ronaldo, aka CR7, owns a $70 million Gulfstream G650. Yeah, you heard that right. The soccer superstar's got a jet that costs more than most people's dreams. This ain't just any private plane. The G650 is like the Ferrari of the skies. It's one of the fastest private jets out there, cruising at about 561 knots. That's over 1,000 kilometers per hour for those of you who don't speak plane. CR7 can fly from Lisbon to New York faster than you can say see you. But speed ain't everything. The inside of this jet is where things get really fancy. We're talking cream leather seats that make the first class look like a bus stop bench. And the wood finishes? They're so nice you'd think you were in a 5-star hotel, not 40,000 feet in the air. Ronaldo didn't stop at fancy seats and pretty wood though. This jet's got some serious tech. The entertainment systems are next level. It's like having a movie theater, a concert hall, and a video game arcade all packed into one flying machine. CR7 can watch his own highlights, listen to music, or play FIFA while he's jetting around the world. But here's the thing, this jet ain't just for fun, it's designed for business too. Ronaldo can have meetings in the sky, sign deals, or work on his next big endorsement. It's like a flying office, but way cooler. And when he's done with work, he can kick back and relax in style. Kylie Jenner private jet. Bombardier Global Express is owned by none other than Kylie Jenner. And let me tell you, this ain't your average private jet. Kylie's taken her love for pink to new heights. Literally. The inside of this plane is decked out in pink and white, making it look like a flying Barbie dream house. But don't think this is just some silly girl's toy. This jet's got some serious luxury packed inside. First off, it's got multiple bedrooms. Yeah, you heard that right. Not just one, but several places to catch some Z's while you're cruising at 40,000 feet. And because one bathroom just ain't enough when you're flying in style, Kylie's jet has 2 of them. Imagine having a choice of bathrooms while you're in the air. But here's where things get really fancy. This plane's got a feature you won't find on any other jet, a veranda. Yeah, Kylie's got a porch in the sky. It's like she took a piece of her Calabasas mansion and stuck it on a plane. Now you might be thinking, all this luxury must make you hungry. Well, Kylie's thought of that too. This jet's got a high-end menu service. We're not talking about your average airplane food here. This is gourmet stuff that'd make Gordon Ramsay jealous. And to top it all off, the air hostesses on this plane are dressed in pink uniforms. It's like Kylie's created her own little pink paradise in the sky. Mukesh Ambani private jet. This Indian billionaire's got a plane that's basically a flying mansion. This ain't just any private jet. The Boeing Business Jet 2 is huge. We're talking 1,004 square feet of pure luxury. That's bigger than most people's apartments. And Ambani's made sure every inch of it is packed with fancy stuff. First off, this plane's got a master bedroom that'll make your bedroom look like a closet. Ambani can catch some Z's in style while he's flying from Mumbai to London. And when he wakes up, he can head straight to his fully equipped executive office. Yeah, you heard that right. This plane's got an office. Ambani can sign million-dollar deals while he's cruising at 40,000 feet. It's like he took a piece of his company's headquarters and stuck it in the sky. But it ain't all work and no play on this jet. Ambani's made sure there's plenty of space for relaxing and having fun too. We're not talking about a couple of TVs and some comfy chairs. This is next level stuff. It's like he's got a whole luxury hotel squeezed into a plane. Now you might be thinking, why does one guy need such a big plane? Well, when you're running one of the biggest companies in India, you need to be able to do business anywhere, anytime. This jet lets Ambani take his whole operation with him wherever he goes. Richard Branson private jet. This plane ain't just for show, it's built for Branson's wild lifestyle. The Falcon 50EX can land on short runways, which means Branson can fly to places other billionaires can't even reach. It's like having a private key to some of the most remote spots on Earth. Branson himself says he needs this smaller plane to get to places like the British Virgin Islands. That's right, this jet is perfect for island hopping. It's like Branson's own personal magic carpet, taking him to paradise whenever he wants. But don't think this plane is all work and no play. The inside of this thing is nicer than most people's homes. We're talking plush leather seats that'll make you never want to get up. And the wood finishes? They're so fancy you'd think you were in a flying 5-star hotel. This jet ain't just comfy, it's fast too. It can cruise at about 528 knots. That's over 600 miles per hour for those of you who don't speak plane. And it can fly for over 3,000 nautical miles without stopping. That means Branson can go from London to New York without having to touch down for gas. Oprah Winfrey. Private jet. Don't wait for someone to gift you, just go out and get one yourself. But why did Oprah drop $75 million on a jet? Well, it turns out she was tired of dealing with fans while boarding regular planes. So she decided to skip the hassle and get her own flying palace. This thing can fit between 12 and 18 people, which is perfect for Oprah and her crew. Now, let's talk about what's inside this sky-high mansion. The seats ain't your average airplane chairs. They're couch-style seats that turn into double beds. Yeah, you heard that right. Oprah and her guests can catch some Z's while flying over the Atlantic. It's like having a 5-star hotel room at 40,000 feet. But Oprah didn't stop at fancy beds. This jet's got some serious dining game too. We're talking fine silverware and crystal glasses. It's like she took a Michelin star restaurant and put wings on it. Imagine sipping champagne from a crystal glass while you're cruising through the clouds. This GH50 ain't just about luxury though. It's got some serious power under the hood. It can fly for about 8,000 nautical miles without stopping. That means Oprah can go from Chicago to pretty much anywhere in the world without touching down. And it's fast too, with a top speed of 541 miles per hour. That's like flying in a Lamborghini, but way more comfortable. But here's the thing, this jet ain't just for fun. Oprah uses it to run her media empire. She flies all over the place for business meetings and TV shoots. It's like she's got a flying office that can take her anywhere she needs to go. Donald Trump private jet. That is a big name to introduce to you as a guy who loves to put his name on things. Yeah, we're talking about Donald Trump's $100 million Boeing 757. This ain't just any private jet. It's like Trump took a piece of his fancy hotels and stuck wings on it. The plane's so big it can fit 43 people. That's like a whole bunch of rich folks all flying together. But here's where things get really crazy. This jet's got seatbelts made of 24-karat gold. Yeah, you heard that right. Even the safety stuff on this plane is fancy. It's like Trump wanted to make sure everyone knows they're riding in style, even when they're strapped in. Now, you might be thinking, why does one guy need such a big plane? Well, this jet ain't just for show. It became a big deal during Trump's presidential campaign. People started calling it Trump Force One. It's like he had his own Air Force One before he even became president. This plane's got some serious power too. It can fly for hours without stopping. That means Trump can go from New York to pretty much anywhere in the country without having to touch down for gas. Inside, it's all about luxury. We're talking leather seats, fancy wood and gold everything. It's like Trump took all the fancy stuff from his buildings and crammed it into this plane. There's even a bedroom in there, because when you're Donald Trump, you don't sleep in a seat like everyone else. But this jet ain't just for relaxing. It's got a conference room too. Trump can have meetings in the sky while he's flying from one place to another. It's like a flying office, but way fancier. And because one TV just ain't enough when you're Trump, this plane's got a whole bunch of them. There's even a big screen that comes out of the ceiling. It's like having your own movie theater at 30,000 feet. But even with all this gold and luxury, Trump's jet is only number 7 on our list. Tyler Perry private jet. This is the guy who brought us Medea, now has a plane that costs more than most blockbuster movie budgets. This ain't just any private jet. Perry's turned this thing into a sky-high entertainment center. The centerpiece, a massive 42-inch HD TV. That's bigger than what most people have in their living rooms. And it ain't just for show. Perry's got multiple Blu-ray players hooked up to this bad boy. It's like he took a Best Buy and stuck wings on it, but Perry didn't stop at just a big TV. He's gone full Hollywood with this plane. The jet's got theater lighting that'd make any movie director jealous. It's like being in a real cinema, but you're cruising at 30,000 feet. And if the sun's too bright for your in-flight movie, no problem. This plane's got electronically controlled window shades. Just press a button and boom, instant darkness for your private screening. Now you might be thinking, why does one guy need all this fancy tech in a plane? Well, for Perry, this jet ain't just about getting from A to B. It's a flying office and a personal escape all rolled into one. He uses it for work, jetting between movie sets and business meetings. But when he's done with work, it turns into his own private party in the sky. And 'cause watching movies and TV shows ain't enough entertainment, Perry's added even more tech to this flying mansion. There are portable HD screens everywhere. It's like every seat is first class. And if you want to listen to some tunes, there are docking stations for playing music. It's like he took a concert hall and crammed it into a jet. But wait, there's more. For all you gamers out there, Perry's got you covered. The plane's got ports for setting up video games. Imagine playing your favorite game while you're soaring through the clouds. It's like the world's most expensive arcade. Kim Kardashian private jet, tagged in $150 million Gulfstream G650ER, better known as Kim Air. Yeah, you heard that right. This reality TV queen's got a plane that costs more than some small country's GDPs. This ain't just any private jet. It's like Kim took her whole aesthetic and slapped wings on it. The inside of this thing is decked out in monochrome cream. It's like flying inside a giant marshmallow, but way fancier. And the seats, they're not just leather. Nah, that's too basic for Kim K. These babies are wrapped in cashmere. It's like sitting on the world's most expensive sweater. And let me tell you, it's probably more comfortable than your bed at home. But Kim didn't stop at fancy seats. This plane's got high-end finishes everywhere you look. It's like she took a piece of her Calabasas mansion and stuck it in the sky. Every detail screams luxury, from the fancy lighting to the custom woodwork. Now, you might think all this luxury means Kim can do whatever she wants on this jet. But nope, she's got some strict rules. No spray tans allowed on board. Yeah, you heard that right. Kim's so serious about keeping this plane pristine that she won't even let people wear shoes inside. It's like a flying museum, but with more selfie opportunities. And get this, she even bans certain foods on some flights. Spaghetti, nope, not allowed. Because when you've got a $150 million jet, you can't risk getting sauce on those cashmere seats. This jet ain't just for show though. It's all about making Kim's travel experiences better. With a range of over 7,500 nautical miles, this thing can fly from LA to pretty much anywhere in the world without stopping. It's like having a non-stop ticket to wherever you want to go. Roman Abramovich private jet. If I tell you the cost of this behemoth, you'll know this ain't just any private jet. People call it the Bandit because of these cool black stripes by the cockpit window. It's like Abramovich took a regular plane and gave it a badass makeover. But the outside's nothing compared to what's inside. This jet's got a banquet hall that can fit 30 people. It's like Abramovich took a fancy restaurant and stuck wings on it. Imagine having dinner parties at 40,000 feet. That's how the super rich do it. And because regular plane decorations are too basic for billionaires, Abramovich went all out. This thing's got gold-plated stuff everywhere. It's like King Midas went on a decorating spree. Every time you touch something, you're probably touching gold. But here's where things get really crazy. This plane's got an anti-missile system. Yeah, you heard that right. It's the same kind of thing they use on Air Force One. It's like Abramovich thought, you know what my plane needs? The ability to dodge missiles. Talk about being prepared for anything. This jet ain't just for show though. It's perfect for both work and play. Abramovich can have big business meetings in the sky, then kick back and relax in luxury. It's like having a flying office and a 5-star hotel all rolled into one. Drake, yeah, you heard that right. Champagne Puppy's got a plane that costs more than most people will make in 10 lifetimes. This ain't just any private jet. Drake's turned this thing into a flying version of his brand. The outside's painted in his signature baby blue color. It's like he took a piece of the sky and made it his own. And if you look closely, you'll see the OVO owl logo on the side. It's like Drake saying, yeah, this plane's mine, without even opening his mouth. But the outside's nothing compared to what's inside. This plane's got gold finishes everywhere. It's like King Midas went on a decorating spree. Every time you touch something, you're probably touching gold. And the seats? They're not just comfy, they're plush. It's like sitting on the world's most expensive cloud. Now you might be thinking, why does one guy need such a fancy plane? Well, for Drake, this jet ain't just about getting from A to B. It's a flying studio, a personal escape, and a marketing tool all rolled into one. He uses it for work, jetting between concert venues and recording sessions. But when he's done with work, it turns into his own private party in the sky. This plane's got mirrors everywhere too. It's like Drake wanted to make sure he always looks good, no matter where he is in the jet. And with all that space, he can probably practice his dance moves for his next music video while he's flying. But here's the real kicker. This jet might actually pay for itself. Yeah, you heard that right. Word has it that all the publicity this plane gets might be worth more than what Drake paid for it. It's like he turned a $185 million expense into a marketing goldmine. Prince Al Walid private jet. This massive jet belongs to Saudi Prince Al Walid bin Talal, and it's a $220 million Boeing 747. Yeah, you heard that right. This guy's got a jumbo jet as his personal ride. This ain't just any 747, it's like the prince took a luxury hotel and slapped wings on it. We're talking about multiple lounges, dining rooms and bedrooms. It's got more rooms than some people's houses. Imagine having to choose which living room you want to chill in while you're flying over the Atlantic. But the prince didn't stop at just making it comfy. He's turned this plane into a flying office too. It's got conference rooms where he can have meetings in the sky. Because when you're royalty, you can't take a break from running the kingdom just because you're 30,000 feet up. And get this, the plane's even got prayer rooms. Yeah, you heard that right. The prince made sure he could practice his faith no matter where he was flying. It's like he took a piece of his palace and stuck it in the sky. Now you might be thinking, why does one guy need such a big plane? Well, this jet ain't just about getting from A to B. It's a symbol of royalty and wealth. It's the prince's way of saying, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. But here's where it gets really crazy. This plane's got a grand piano on board, because apparently regular in-flight entertainment just ain't enough when you're royalty. Imagine tickling the ivories while you're cruising over the clouds. That's how the super rich roll. This jet used to belong to Air China and could fit 400 people, but the prince was like, nah, I need more space. So he turned it into a flying mansion for himself and his crew. It's like he took a commercial plane and gave it the royal treatment. Prince Al Walid's jet is so fancy that he even lends it out to other rich folks. Brazilian soccer star Neymar got to hitch a ride from Paris to Riyadh. It's like the prince's version of letting a friend borrow his car, except the car is worth $220 million and can fly. Joseph Lau private jet. You thought a grand piano in the sky was wild? Wait till you see what's next on our list. We're talking about a jet so big, it makes all the others look like toy planes. This belongs to Hong Kong billionaire Joseph Lau, and it's a $367 million Boeing 747, 8 VIP. Yeah, you heard that right. This guy's got a jumbo jet as his personal ride. This ain't just any private jet, it's the largest one in the world. We're talking about a plane that could fit 450 people if it was a regular commercial flight. But Lau was like, nah, I need more space for myself. So he turned it into a flying mansion. Inside this sky-high palace, there's a massive meeting room. Because when you're a billionaire, you gotta do business even when you're cruising at 40,000 feet. But it ain't all work and no play. This jet's got several bedrooms too. It's like Lau took a fancy hotel and gave it wings. And when it's time to eat, there's a grandiose dining room that'd make your favorite restaurant look like a fast food joint. Lau can have 5-star meals while flying over the Atlantic. And if he wants a drink after dinner, no problem. There's a bar on board too, but here's where it gets really crazy. This plane's got an onboard gym. Yeah, you heard that right. Lau can pump iron while pumping jet fuel. And to connect all these fancy rooms, there's a spiral staircase. It's like he took a mansion, cut it in half and stacked it in the sky. Now you might be thinking, why does one guy need such a big plane? Well, this jet ain't just about getting from A to B, it's perfect for both work and play. Lau can have big business meetings in the sky, then kick back and relax in luxury. It's like having a flying office and a 5-star hotel all rolled into one. The inside of this flying palace is all about class. Alisher Usmanov private jet. This is Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov, who got his name on the list through his hard work. Here is a $400 million Airbus A340-300. Yeah, you heard that right. This guy's got a plane that costs more than some countries' entire budgets. This ain't just any private jet, it's the largest one in Russia. Even Putin's ride can't compete with this flying palace. Usmanov's got so much space that he probably gets lost in his own plane. Inside, it's all about luxury. We're talking sumptuous leather chairs that'd make your favorite recliner feel like a park bench. And one lounge just ain't enough for Usmanov. This jet's got multiple lounges. It's like he took a bunch of fancy hotel lobbies and stuck them in the sky, but Usmanov didn't stop at comfy chairs and fancy lounges. This plane's got a dining room that'd make Gordon Ramsay jealous. Imagine eating gourmet meals while you're cruising over the Atlantic. That's how billionaires do dinner. Now here's where things get really crazy. This jet's got something you won't find on any other plane, a private nightclub. Yeah, you heard that right. Usmanov can party at 40,000 feet. It's like he took a piece of Ibiza and gave it wings. What makes this jet stand out in the aviation world? It's not just the size or the fancy features, it's the whole package. Usmanov spent $230 million to buy the plane, then dropped another $170 million to make it perfect. That's like buying a mansion and then spending the same amount again to redecorate it. The outside of this flying party palace is just as fancy as the inside. It's got Usmanov's dad's name, Burkan, painted on it. It's like the world's most expensive family tribute. This jet ain't just about getting from A to B. It's a symbol of Usmanov's wealth and power. It's his way of saying, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. And with a $400 million price tag, it's hard to argue with that. Air Force One. We're talking about Air Force One, the official ride of the President of the United States. This ain't just any plane. It's a $660 million flying White House. Air Force One is like a mansion in the sky. It's got a presidential suite that make a five-star hotel jealous. The president's got a bedroom, a bathroom, and an office all to themselves. It's like they took the Oval Office and gave it wings. But this jet ain't just about comfort. It's got a full medical center on board. Yeah, you heard that right. There's a whole hospital flying around with the president. It's ready for any emergency, from a simple headache to major surgery. The president's doctor is always on call, even at 30,000 feet. Now you might be thinking, what if the president needs to make important decisions while flying? Well, Air Force One's got that covered too. There's a high-tech conference room where the president can meet with advisors and make world-changing choices while cruising over the Atlantic. But here's where things get really crazy. This plane's got some wild security features. It can dodge missiles and withstand nuclear blasts. It's like they took a tank and a spaceship and mashed them together. And get this, Air Force One can be refueled in mid-air. That means it can stay in the sky for days if it needs to. It's like having a flying gas station following you around. Inside, there's room for 100 people to eat at once. The kitchen can whip up 2,000 meals in one flight. That's more food than most restaurants serve in a day. Now you might be wondering why we're calling this a private jet. Well, it ain't exactly private in the normal sense, but it's reserved for one very important person, the president. And with all these fancy features, it's no wonder Air Force One is considered the most expensive and secure aircraft in the world.